Let's skip the foreplay and get straight to the good stuff. Number 1, trade social media for ebooks. We're probably all guilty of aimlessly scrolling addictive social media platforms to pass the time, even though we know they can often make us depressed. So get ready for an incredibly simple thing that's an absolute game changer. Download a free ebook reader on your phone. Add a couple of educational, non-fiction books that genuinely really fascinate you, and put the icon for the e-reader app on your phone in the same space as the social media icons used to be. By doing this, you can genuinely read countless books per year in that time that you would have otherwise wasted. I mean, just ask yourself how much more of an informed, interesting person you'll be from reading all those extra books rather than spending that time looking at what your second cousin had for dinner last night. The key is though, don't just pick boring books you think you should read. Find something on a useful topic that you're gonna look forward to reading, and something you can easily dip in and out of. Personally, I'm reading Shoe Dog, the story of how Nike got started, and I definitely recommend that if you're at all entrepreneurial. Number 2, stop answering that you're fine. Hey, how are you? Fine, how are you? Fine. Or sometimes we'll say okay or good if we're feeling particularly adventurous. It's automatic, generic nonsense that offers nothing and leaves you stuck in dull, repetitive small talk. Instead, what if you approach that question as always trying to have fun with it? What if you took the initiative to be more creative and interesting to open up some more fun strands of conversation? An example I heard that I loved was when someone asked, "How are you?" The person said, "Oh, amazing, I just had the best banana of my life." That conversation is already infinitely more interesting and fun. Something I've struggled with in the past, and I think a lot of people have too, is playing conversations so safe with most people. It's like we just want to get through it without saying anything weird or awkward. Yet, when you're drunk or when you're with your best friends, you are your 100% weird self, and things are way more enjoyable. Because venturing out of the safe confines of small talk is how we actually build real connections. Because, of course, when you deliberately approach the conversation as wanting to entertain yourself and have fun with it, it's way more fun for the other person too. Everyone would much rather skip the boring small talk. Most people are just afraid to be the one to throw something more unusual out there. So, deliberately try to be more creative, more memorable, and the amount of deeper connections you'll make with people will be unreal. Number 3, give someone a genuine compliment. Now, doing this will undeniably make the person like you more. That's just human psychology. But I think the best way to approach this is with zero ulterior motive and just genuinely acknowledging when someone you know is doing well, working hard, looking good, whatever it is that you notice. It doesn't need to be over the top. The key is that it's just a unique compliment to them. So just saying great work or something doesn't really register, but if someone messaged you saying something that felt super personalized, like, "Man, I just wanted to say I've been following along with what you're doing at the moment. I really think you're onto something here, keep it up." That kind of thing can have a huge impact on someone. And making a habit of openly complimenting or praising people is win-win. It's great for the person you're giving the compliment to, they feel great and more motivated, but you've also made yourself way more memorable to them. And although that may not lead to anything down the road, it's funny how sometimes it does, and how that can really help build a relationship. But as if that wasn't enough, it's been proven that it makes you feel good when you compliment someone. So that's what I mean when I was saying everyone's winning in this scenario. Remember though, if you do it with the intention of trying to get something, that's just sucking up and they'll sense that. But if you do it with no expectations and with enough people, I can almost guarantee it's going to have a very net positive effect on your life. Number 4, learn one new thing each day outside of your normal interests. Now this is a bit of a weird one for me because I'm a big advocate of doubling down on your talents and the things you care about most, becoming a master of something rather than a jack of all trades. But I think a great habit is to deliberately set out each day to learn something, even something very small and simple, outside your normal industry and interests. How? Well, one of the easiest ways to do this is with podcasts. On a commute, you can be listening to one, or while you're getting ready in the morning. YouTube's great for that too, of course. Another way though is simply to learn from people. If you know someone's an expert on a topic you know nothing about, pick their brain for a couple of minutes on it. Because this all ties into Steve Jobs' theory of connecting the dots. The idea that all these seemingly random things we pick up could all tie together in the future. You can't know when, but at some point down the road, that little tidbit of information could give you the inspiration for something that totally changes your life. Because to truly innovate, we can't look for inspiration just in the confines of what we're used to. We have to venture further afield. And so making this a habit where you consciously make sure you learn just one small new thing each day has an incredible compounding effect. Now, my recommendation would be to pick whichever of these 4 habits most appeals to you and start just with that. But I really do think any of these 4 slightly weird habits can have a massive positive impact on your relationships, your creativity, and your success in general. If you did find this at all interesting though, don't forget to hit the bell icon below if you haven't already. Not only because that's going to help you with that last point of learning something new each day, but also because I've got some fun videos coming up I think you're going to enjoy. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you there for them. Thanks for watching. Cheers.